Hello?
Listen to me very carefully. If you don't follow my exact instructions, you will die.
Who is this? What instructions?
Listen, you don't have much time. You need to leave the city before they find you.
Leave the city? Wait, you see them?
Look, I think they're on my tail. I need to leave. Oh no, they're here.
Hello?
I'm glad you asked. You'll never take me alive.
Are you okay? What's happening?
Humble Monthly is a subscription service
No. What have you done with him?
where you can get a bunch of video games for $12 a month.
How many times do you need to tell me about Humble Monthly? I know what it is, David!
This month's early unlocks are The Escapists 2, Conan Exiles, and A Hat in Time.
I wish you drowned with those goddamn shower doors!
Just head on down to https://www.humblebundle.com/monthly?partner=PSD podcast to support the podcast and the sharks.
I hate this! I hate you!
If you really hated this, why didn't you hang up?
Welcome to the podcast.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Please Stop Talking. As always, I am your host, Avery, but you might know me better as Shammy, and I'm joined this time by my lovely friend David.
What happened to your voice?
On the synth? What do you mean, what happened to my voice?
I don't know. You sounded sick. Yeah.
Do you want me to redo the intro and sound
Have you been
less
drinking?
sick?
Have you been drinking?
No, I've not been drinking. This is a podcast, not an intervention.
We care about your health, Avery.
I don't know. I don't feel sick.
Okay. Well, tell me who this gentleman over there
Now
is.
I feel sick. What the fuck have you done to me?
It's the haunted synth.
I knew it. Oh, shit.
David cast a fucking spell on me, like in King's Quest.
A fucking voodoo King's Quest
How do
thing.
you feel, Graham?
you're
Some
like
of you
the
may have
owl
noticed that.
from
Oh
the
my
King
god.
Quest
Shut
game.
up, David. I'm not done introducing everyone.
Wait, what?
There's an owl
Some
in
of you-
King's Quest.
Some of you also may have noticed that on this episode we are joined by Bryn Daniel, also known as Brendan, and Mandy.
Hey.
God damn it.
Mandy.
Mandy, can you explain, because I know what you were doing before we started recording the podcast. Can you explain the
I'm not telling the
messages?
Grinch story.
Okay, you don't have to tell the Grinch part of the story,
I
but
guess
can
I
you
can.
tell the other parts where I said, can you be on the podcast tonight? And you asked what time?
Are you talking about the chimpanzees?
Yes, I'm talking, and the entire reasoning of you watching the chimpanzee fights.
Oh, right. Let me find it.
Excuse you?
Yeah, Mandy, before I asked him if he could be on this episode, said, he was watching chimpanzee fights on YouTube.
Oh yeah, I had this dream last night, and it was about the Gorilla Channel. The Gorilla Channel's not a real thing, but
Okay.
what happened was I was like at this house with this family, and they were called the Belkovian family.
This is fucking. I don't know if this was a dream. I feel like this was a past.
No,
experience
because I
from
looked
one of
looked
your
it up
ancestors.
when I woke
You
up.
looked up
Let
your
him
family
finish the
tree.
story.
No,
Okay,
I
I'm
looked.
sorry.
I looked
No, he
up.
looked up the Belkovian.
I looked up the
family tree.
Belkovian, and it's not a word. There's been no one ever named the Belkovians in human history. But I realized that
How did you write it?
like Bellcovian. But then I realized that I had watched the entire Twilight series over the weekend, and you know how Kristen Stewart, her name's Bella Cullen, Belkovian,
Yeah.
Bella Cullen. Like my brain was
Why
playing
did
tricks
you
on
watch
me.
Twilight?
That's
That's
a
not
different
important.
story.
That's
That's a different
okay.
story.
Well, shit. All right.
And so I had this dream about the Belkovian family watching the Gorilla Channel. And I looked it up and I said, there's no Belkovian family, but maybe the Gorilla Channel is real. and there was no Gorilla Channel. I didn't think there would be. But there's a lot of playlists on
What was
YouTube.
the programming on the Gorilla Channel? Exactly?
Oh, just these gorillas like fighting.
Damn.
It was just this family sitting around watching this like program, just nothing but gorillas fighting.
I didn't bother to
This
ask
is
what the
some
Gorilla
David-
Channel.
This is some fucking David Lynch shit.
That's a very weirdly specific. That's like a weird political post someone made about the Gorilla Channel.
What?
What?
There's a okay,
Is there a gorilla channel?
there's a thing. There's this fake post about our president watching a channel that is only gorilla fights all the time, and it's called the Gorilla Channel. It's a fake story, and I thought that's what we were referencing. But
Is there?
What the fuck is happening? This is a fever dream already. It's like
this is what happens when you get Mandy and me on a podcast.
Maybe
Yeah,
I
I
read
was
maybe
thinking,
I read
holy
something like that
shit.
at one point, and I just remembered the Gorilla Channel.
Probably
I
your
don't-
subconscious.
so you
My
you can
subconscious
find,
combined Twilight and the
assuming-
Gorilla Channel in one night.
And then when you
assuming
woke
you
up,
couldn't find gorillas fighting, but you found
No,
the
I
next
did.
best thing.
No.
You did.
Because I looked
Okay.
up the the Belkovians on Google, and it's not a word. That word has never been said. I said, what about the Gorilla Channel? And there are several playlists on YouTube called the Gorilla Channel. It's nothing but clips and videos of monkeys and apes fighting. Like the one I linked,
So the-
Avery, has like 18 videos in it.
yeah, the exact message that Mandy sent when I asked if he could be on the podcast, he said, "I should probably stop drinking if recording is soon and get off the couch. I've been watching chimpanzee fights on YouTube."
So you decided to start drinking while watching gorillas fight.
I was like, it's Sunday afternoon.
You're
I'm just
right.
gonna take it
What else are
easy.
you gonna do on a Sunday
Take it
afternoon?
easy. Watch a bunch of fucking monkeys fight.
Are you gonna tell the Grinch story too, or now are we skipping that one?
Okay, so later, would I need to send the images for
No,
reference?
I'll grab it. We know there's danger when you try and send the images. I'll grab it
okay.
and send it.
So there's this Grinch game that Konami made for the Game Boy, but the Grinch artwork in them is very it's very forward.
What?
It seems to be drawn by
Condemn.
somebody who wants the Grinch. I'm gonna give it a second. I'm gonna give an
Specifically
example.
Oh my god.
Let me give an example as well.
Ooh la la.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Okay. Now
Konami now hiring from
The picture that I
8261.
sent.
that picture
Yes.
has the story, which isn't much of
Oh.
a story. But I was talking to
I
Avery.
just read the text. Wow.
Yeah, I was talking to Avery about this Grinch, and I went in Chrome to copy the link to that image, and I don't know what button that does it or what I clicked on, but it started casting it to the TV I'd been watching. Except my girlfriend was now watching something on it, and instead of watching whatever her program was, she got a full screen image of that Grinch saying "My little angel." And she started screaming because I've never casted anything on the TV before.
And how did you explain it to her?
I told her it was work stuff.
It's so fucking good.
Holy shit.
And now he's here.
And now he's here. What an adventure you had.
Yeah,
I
man.
can't stop sweating.
You can't stop
Chimpanzees
sweating.
to fucking
I don't know why.
the Grinch.
I'm also sweating.
I keep
think
thinking
it's
about
the
Twilight
sick- I
and the
think it's-
Gorilla Channel.
I think it's the sickness that David has fucking cursed me with.
With the haunted synth.
Yeah,
Hopefully everybody survives the night.
hopefully. And then
I mean, it was a soft curse.
was it? Wait, did you wait?
Is the
How do
curse,
you know?
is the curse
well-
a top or a bottom?
What?
What?
Oh my god.
Fuck.
Oh my god.
I'm
If you're
actually getting
listening
heat
to this right
flashes.
now, you need a glass of water like immediately.
Bren Daniel is right. There's several articles talking about Netflix.
Gorilla
Netflix
Channel?
makes statement that the Gorilla Channel isn't real. And Netflix wants you to stop asking about it.
The Gorilla Channel is real. It's just not on Netflix.
Wait, did Vice make a Gorilla Channel? They did.
It's a Vox article. What?
Wait, what? Sorry?
I guess they're after the article Brendan was talking about, Bren Daniel. People
Call him Brendan. Stop calling him
Brendan,
Brendan.
I don't know.
It's weird.
Please speak my full name. It's like
I
the
don't
other day
know.
when I accidentally called Avery Shammy. Like,
Yeah, that was fucked. That actually upset me.
it had been like a week since I talked to you, so it's just like, oh hey, it's Shammy Avery.
The article he read about the fake gorilla channel caused people to try and make real gorilla channels that just have fighting gorillas on them.
Vice made the Gorilla Channel a reality, apparently.
Vice is just dark Netflix.
It is dark Netflix. Holy
Dark
shit.
Universe Netflix. Because it's gonna get canceled someday. What the fuck are we talking about? Did we
I
have
don't-
stories that were not related to the Gorilla Channel?
I have more
did.
Grinch pictures.
I did have one story. So this one time, I had just finished high school and we were going to move to another apartment for like that summer. So since I had just finished high school, and we don't really do huge like high school parties for like graduation and stuff. Like I know in the States, like there's a fucking celebration for everything for some reason. So I just
Bit
invited.
judgmental.
Mm-hmm.
What? I wasn't judgmental.
It was a bit judgmental.
Okay, I'm sorry. So I decided to make this party with all my friends that just graduated, and it was in the middle of like a move. Like I think 2 days after the party, we were doing the final like bring the boxes and everything, and we already had boxes over there. I'm not gonna fucking say names, but one of my friends
Was it for
one of my friends comes back to me. One of my friends comes to me while we were all like playing a game or whatever, and he says, "Hey man, I just came back from the restroom, and your toilet is blocked, and I couldn't find a plunger." So I say, "Oh, that's not good." And I go check out on the fucking toilet. It was definitely blocked. I just looked down in the fucking toilet. The hugest log of shit I've ever seen in my fucking life. Like it was so fucking immense. And I just look around because we don't have a plunger because the plunger is in a box at the new apartment. But there's no fucking way I'm putting my hand in there. There's no fucking way I'm putting my hand on that log. So
Okay.
I
mean, that's reasonable. I can't fault you for that.
I go to my kitchen and I'm like, is there like throwable utensils that I can use? I can only find chopsticks.
Throwable utensils?
Well, like
What do you mean?
you throw them away at the end, like just
Oh, like-
disposable.
disposable. Right.
Not like you're gonna chuck them into the toilet from across the room, like
That's what I thought
throwing
you meant.
knives.
It's kind of what happened, but so I have this huge bag of chopsticks and I'm like, well, this will do. I go to the restroom, I put on some gloves, and I just start like so stupid. I just start like putting chopsticks into the shit.
What?
What?
Wait,
What is you hoping to solve with this?
He's trying to like break it up. He's trying to.
Oh wait, so the shit itself clogged the toilet.
dude, it was huge.
That must have been.
It was the biggest fucking piece of shit I've ever seen. I start stabbing the shit because I want it to break, but the shit is too powerful.
Jesus Christ.
The chopsticks.
Wait, hang on a second. Why is it 2/3 of the episodes we've had Mandy on, you have stories that are explicitly
poop
about
stories.
you in toilets with poop?
Hasn't that been every single one?
Has
actually
it?
don't
In
know.
the Kenem one, was there a story that David told about poop?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh my God,
Why?
David!
Actually,
what
no.
is this association?
Actually, no. I'm just unlucky with shit. What do you want from
I
me?
didn't take a monster shit and then force you to break it up with chopsticks.
David, do you
I
have
wouldn't do
any
that to you.
trees around your place? Do you have neighbors?
What?
You
What?
could go and ask for like a plunger.
Oh, I thought you were about to talk about poop socking it.
No, you could poop sock it. We don't want mom to find the poop sock.
No, someone I played with Eve with, he poop socked at a party.
What the fuck
Oh
is
my
poop
God.
socking? What?
Just finish your story.
We'll
Don't worry
into
about
this
that another
after.
time.
The shit was too fucking powerful. It didn't break with the chopsticks, and all the chopsticks were just.
What kind of shit doesn't break with chopsticks?
Dude, I don't fucking know. Okay,
that must have been a
stuck in there.
giant dry shit.
It was the fucking craziest thing I've ever seen in my fucking life. And there was just like 5 chopsticks sticking out of it, and I said, well, damn.
Why were there 5 sticking out of it? Were you shoving the chopsticks in and then leaving them there?
Because I was
It's like acupuncturing.
because
the
they got stuck.
Were you trying? Oh, I get it. No, I get it. This shit was really
They
stiff,
got
and he was
fucking
trying to make it relax.
If it loosens up, it'll go through.
It makes a lot of sense. If the
fucking
shit
hate you.
loosens up, it'll go down easier.
So I'm just like, well, damn. There's nothing I can do, so I'll just pick it up.
hang on.
I'll just
hang
pick
on.
up the chopsticks and I'll go out. What?
I just love the idea of you looking up how to get a shit that's clogging a toilet to go down, and like the thing says you need to loosen the shit up so that it'll go down easier. I
took the fucking chopsticks and I just took the shit because it was solid stuck on there, and I just took it. And I did the walk of shame from the restroom to the outside world where the fucking trash was. While I was walking out, my mother saw me with this huge fucking shit stuck on chopsticks, and she just started laughing so hard. I was so fucking humiliated holding this fucking shit on a stick.
If I was your mom, I would have taken a picture.
This is my son's homemade Sonic the Hedgehog doll.
And I just
How many chopsticks were sticking out of it at the point where you took it out of the toilet?
5. I just held it. I took it outside, threw it into the trash, took a shower because I.
Yeah,
You
I would.
under-
I mean,
You
yeah, I understand.
You understand? Took a shower, and then I went back outside. Everybody was still in the pool, but I knew what happened. Anybody else has a story?
I don't have a story that easily. The best segue I have for a story out of that is I have a story about something that happened to me in high school with a friend.
Well, shit. There you go.
Is that good enough?
I guess.
Yeah,
So-
I want to talk about poop stocking.
Yeah. Oh wait, do we
Wait,
want to talk?
what the fuck
do
is
we wanna
poop
talk about
socking?
poop socking?
What the fuck is poop socking? I
Fine,
need to
go ahead.
know.
Do this quickly.
I said we didn't have to talk about it.
Okay, then let me
it's
tell my
too
fucking
late.
story. Why'd you bring it up? Now you have to tell it, Mandy. No, Brendan,
have to tell
don't.
it.
don't
Yeah, but you
Brendan,
have to
do
tell
not
it.
give him an out. Mandy has to explain it.
I said
mean,
he
this-
has to.
This was someone I played Eve with, so I didn't witness this, but I guess he was at some party and he really had to poop. But all the bathrooms were occupied, and so he went into one of the bedrooms.
No.
He took off his shoe and his sock, and he let one loose in his sock, bunched it up, and then gave himself the wipe with the tip. The problem was he didn't know where to put the sock. So
That's not the problem. You can't
No.
say the
The-
problem in a
the
situation
problem-
like this.
There was
Well,
many problems
what he decided
throughout
to do.
the story.
The problem was he had no chopsticks. So
Well, yeah,
to
but
be
he
specific, 5.
to quote him, he thought of dropping it outside the window, like just opening up a window and dropping it in the yard. But for some reason, he thought that would somehow show he was guilty.
The sock or the shit?
Well, they're both now. They're one.
Oh, the
At this point, it
okay.
is inside of it. And so he's like,
Okay.
do I drop outside the windowsill? And he goes, oh no. He might have been, I'm sure he was drunk. So he's thinking, they're going to know it's me if I drop it
absolutely.
right outside the window. And so he twists it up really tight and he starts swinging it like an Assyrian warrior with a sling. And then he throws it out into the yard and it scatters all over the driveway.
oh god.
And it was fine for about an hour until someone came
horrendous.
inside and said, whose sock was that?
Everyone
they
take
had-
off your shoes.
That's exactly what happened.
Oh
The
no.
thing is, some other people were
Horrendous.
barefoot, also intoxicated, thinking
Oh
that
my god.
either they thought that they might be thought guilty, or maybe they didn't remember and thought they might have been the poop sock bandit. And so people bailed. Like at least 9 or 10 people fled the party when this question was asked of whose sock was that.
Maybe wait, did the host of the party then think, was that a communal sock?
I don't know, but it's like
Communal poop sock.
Yeah, because if someone says like, "Hey, who pooped in the sock and threw it all over the yard," and then you see 10 people run out of the room.
Gonna be honest, that absolutely sounds like an
That's
Eve player at a
horrible.
party.
That does.
That just makes sense.
Well, the term "poop socking" started coming about for I need to get up and use the bathroom. Then we'd say, "No, just poop sock it."
God damn.
God damn.
That is that's not what I was expecting. I'm gonna be
That
honest.
that is not what I expected.
worse
at
than
Tell
all
me about your
either.
school, Avery.
It was
Listen,
way worse.
it's what didn't happen at my school. It happened while I was in high school. So I was like 17 or 16 at the time. When I was in high school, one of my childhood friends, who I don't really talk to that often anymore, or ever really, he was he in high school he sort of became a delinquent, and he got really, really into street racing and shit.
Ah.
And
Oh.
I mean, this isn't a super duper exciting story, but basically there was this one time where he came up and he came over and he picked me up and he said under the pretense of going to go see a movie, and I don't remember what movie it was. And then the second I got in the car, he looked at me and he was like, "Listen, I'm gonna level with you. I don't want to go see this fucking movie. The real reason I picked you up is because I want to take you to this street racing meetup."
Okay.
Yeah. So it was a meetup, and it's basically
It's just a bunch of people with like tricked out cars.
it's basically a bunch of people meeting in a parking lot for a closed down grocery store, all
Okay.
with their tricked out cars, and they all stand around and walk around and look at each other's cars and shit, and then race and shit.
Oh yeah, like a car meet. Yeah,
Yeah, sort of like a car meet,
but
but
you race after.
How upset were you?
how upset was I?
Yeah.
I wasn't that upset at the time. I was just kind of like, oh, okay, I guess. Like I'm not really doing anything else. I guess I'll
Alright.
come see what I'll come see what a street racing meetup is like.
All right. I mean, there's probably a reason why he lied to you.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
no.
So after we are at the street racing meetup and we're like walking around and they're like, he's like, "Oh, look at this car. It's got a blah 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 and a blah blah blah," and I just look at it. And I'm like, "It's got 4 wheels." Because I don't know fucking anything about cars, and I knew even less about cars at this time. They were like, so people would like look at me and be like, "Which one's yours?" And I'm like, "None of them." They're like, "Oh, you don't drive?" And I'm like, "I do. I drive a Volkswagen." And they're like, "Oh," and then they would leave. So we were walking around and I was looking at the cars, and then people started racing. And of course, my friend being a delinquent, his car had the muffler removed.
Oh,
And so when he started racing, and also he was obviously not the only one who did this, so the
It
racing
just make
was
a lot of fucking
very
noise.
fucking loud.
Yeah.
Very, very fucking loud. So pretty quickly, after driving around at like 80 miles an hour, because I'm not in the car when he's doing it, because I'm like, "Listen, I'm gonna level with you. I don't feel super safe in this abandoned grocery store parking lot at midnight,
Yeah.
surrounded by strangers and their decked out cars. But I feel safer than I would be when you're behind the wheel trying to drive fast." So I told him that if he's gonna be racing, he's gonna be racing without me in the car, and naturally he does. He's racing, and during his race, we start to hear some sirens in the distance.
oh,
and-
no. Do you have a criminal record?
No, I don't have a criminal record. Let me get through the rest of the
Yeah.
story. So we get in, or not we get in. He comes back for me because he might have been a delinquent, but he was still a good friend in some sense. So he came and he drove back to the parking lot where we were at, and he picked me up, and I got in and he like stopped, slammed on the brakes in front of me, like while everyone was getting in their cars and like driving away. And fucking so he slammed on the brakes, and then I opened the front door, like the passenger side door, and there is another person in there who is not my friend, and who I've never seen before. And then my friend yells at him to get out, and he scrambles out of the car and starts looking around the parking lot, very panicked. I don't know why. He didn't break any laws. What? He was just in the car, but he was looking around very panicked and like ran off. And then I get in the car and I look at him and I said, "Who the fuck was that guy?" And he says, "I don't know. He asked if he could sit in my car during the race." And I was like, "Do you know his name?" "No, I don't know his name." And I was like, "Is that a thing you do often?"
What the fuck?
He probably had drugs on him if he took off.
Oh, probably. That makes a lot of sense, yeah. So he's fucking at this point, censor that. My friend I get in this car and we drive off and we're in the clear. We get far enough away and we stop hearing sirens. And then obviously he's like, "All right, we're in the clear. I'm going to start going 100 miles an hour."
Oh.
Okay.
And we immediately get pulled over. And it's so the cop says, then we pull over to the side of the road. And I want you to understand that it wasn't 100 miles an hour. We were going 70. He was driving 70 something in a 35. So that is felony speeding. And this is also a friend of mine who had previously, like a month prior, already gotten a felony speeding ticket.
Oh, he was going to prison.
So if you get 2 felony charged speeding tickets, because he had not appeared in court yet for that one. So if you get 2 felony charged speeding tickets, this is how he explained it to me, because obviously he knows. So if you get 2 felony charged speeding tickets within like a certain amount of time or a certain distance between one another, and we were like a mile from where he got the last one. So he gets pulled over going
triple the
70 something in a 35, and the cop pulls us over and he goes, "So, you guys know how fast you were going?" No, that's not what he fucking said. He pulls us over and he says, "You know why I pulled you over?" And like looked at him like nervously, and I said, "I do."
What the fuck?
And said, yeah, I do. We were speeding, and he's like, "Do you know how fast you were going?" And he was like, "No, I don't know how fast we were going, sir." And he's like, "Is your friend dying or something?" And then looks at me, and I can see his mind racing. And I don't fucking know what to do here. I've never been in this situation before. And so he looks at me, and he looks back at the cop, and he says, "I thought about lying just now, but no, he's not. I was just going really fast because I'm an idiot." And I fucking shit you not. The cop like leans back and he crosses his arms and he goes, you know you were going like felony speeds, right?" And says, yeah, I do know. I don't know. I was being an idiot. Did I say his name again just now?
You keep
said his
saying
name like 6 times.
We'll just keep censoring
Listen, just
it.
keep censoring it. I'll record myself after the podcast. Just hang on. Let me give you a clean one.
What?
Cameron. There you go.
Okay.
So basically, he looks back at the officer, and the officer looks back at him, and there is like 7 seconds of pure silence. And then the cops like little fucking radio thing starts like chattering, and he just kind of looks at it, and he looks at my friend and goes, and I think it clicked in his head, this kid looks like he's 12 years old. Because my friend had an absolute fucking baby face, and he just goes, "You know what? I'm gonna let you off with a warning on this one."
What the fuck?
He Probably had something more important.
He absolutely had something more important to his system. But if I find out you're doing this again, I'm taking you in. And he just fucking lets us go. And my friend looks over at me, like while we're driving off. Still speeding, by the way. He's such a fucking idiot. He's still speeding at this point. And he looks at me and he goes, oh my fucking God, dude. I have so much weed in the glove compartment. And I said,
Oh my God.
that's crazy. Bring me home. So
Holy shit.
that was a night. And that's
Yeah.
pretty much the end of that story.
Jesus.
That's not even the only story I have with him, but that's for another fucking time. I would need to like try and remember those better.
I think everyone
Yeah.
here has had run-ins with the cops at this point.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh
No.
God,
I mean, wait, have I?
I hear a Brendan story.
I have two stories. One's a shorter, stupid one. One's a longer one that more so involves me for
with
cops.
with
We can do both
Yes.
if it's short. We can
Yeah,
do
no,
both.
the
if one
first
of
the
them's
first
short,
one's short. My mom was taking me. I believe she was taking me home because I was doing laundry at her place. This is like 4 years ago, and a cop pulled us over in a school zone. She was going the speed limit. She wasn't even on her phone. She was just driving me home. We were talking, got pulled over, and this lady cop comes up to us and says, she knocks on the window. My mom rolls it down. Do you know why I pulled you over? No, it's because you have all that stuff hanging off your rearview mirror. My mom's like, that's not illegal. She has a lanyard and a necklace, a bead necklace on that's the
Yeah,
rear
the
view
little
mirror,
one.
Rear
right?
view or side view? Inside or
the-
outside?
Inside.
That's
Oh,
rear
okay,
view.
okay.
She has it on the rear view mirror, and the cop's
That's
like,
not illegal.
yeah, it is.
What?
And from the cop car, you can see from the rear view mirror, there's this older white dude who's just shaking his head with his hand in it.
What? What a fucking
His face
idiot.
is in his hands, and she goes back to them, and you can hear them loudly arguing. And the cop comes back, like disturbed, like, "You can go. I'll let you off with a warning this time." And my mom was so pissed off.
What an idiot. What?
She got pulled over for having
What
a
the
lanyard
fuck?
and a necklace hanging on her rearview mirror.
They really are letting all the felons get away with warnings these days, aren't they?
Don't say that about my mom. She went to prison twice.
Oh, right.
Oh.
Oh my God.
I forgot. Brendan, I'm sorry. I sometimes
This is
forget.
new lore.
You're good.
I look so bad in every episode we're in together. Because I
curse.
either very intentionally or very accidentally say something about your fucking family. God damn.
Okay.
It's a curse.
And I have a longer story that involves my college partying days. Very short-lived college partying days. Me and the pals that I used to hang around with used to go down to this beach. This beach was at a campsite, and you weren't allowed to go after 7 p.m. Naturally, we went at 11 p.m. to do, the early 20-something things like skinny dip, and everyone else smoked weed. I just drank usually. So I was 20 years old at the time. I don't have my license because I'm terrified of driving. This is integral to this story. We're drinking, partying, whatever. We're about to leave, and it's around 12 to 1 a.m. when we're driving away. Everybody's super drunk and wasted. My girlfriend, Shelby, was driving because she had only drank one beer, and she has an iron liver. She drank a beer 20 minutes before us leaving. And so a cop naturally pulled us over. He was waiting for us right there, and he stops the car. He is going through the spiel. He gets my girlfriend out because she's driving. There are 3 people in the back seat. This isn't my girlfriend's car, and my girlfriend blows zeros on the breathalyzer. We're almost in the clear. He asks why I'm not driving if I'm not intoxicated, because I'm totally not intoxicated. I'm only 20, not allowed to drink alcohol. No. And cop comes back with my girlfriend about to let us go before one of my friend's boyfriends yells, "I'm gonna rip your fucking throat out," to the cop.
My fucking God.
The whole time my girlfriend is talking to the cop, by the way, this motherfucker, drunk as shit, is going, "I'm from the streets, guys. I can handle this. I'm from the streets. I know what to do here in this situation. I can do this. I'm from the streets." He's not from the streets. This is rural Iowa. I'm very upset at this motherfucker.
roads.
He's from a fucking small town of like 200 people. That's as far away from the streets as humanly fucking possible.
I pimped cows for crack money.
Holy shit.
So the cop immediately, "What the fuck did you just say?" And we're trying our best. No, he's super drunk. We apologize. We're so sorry. And he gets him out of the car and he starts cuffing him before his girlfriend comes out and explains that he has problems.
Wow.
Somehow, some way we get away. This cop just lets us go. He thought we tricked him into thinking that we were visiting people at the campground that was near the beach. And he let us off with a warning when one of the boys said, "I'm going to rip your throat out."
Wow.
Holy shit.
Everyone got home.
Story.
Everyone got home visibly just shaking the entire time.
Fucking wow.
Oh.
That guy
What a
sounds
maniac.
dangerous.
Yeah.
What a fucking maniac.
I guess we wouldn't understand. We're not from the streets.
I guess so.
I'm closer to from the streets than he was. Like, I don't. And
Yeah,
I'm
you
from
live in
a
an Iowa
farm.
town with 400 people in it. You guys had a fucking street light.
Rip your throat out.
I'll rip your fucking throat out, you pig. What's that? No, sorry. We're just here to visit the campground.
He doesn't know what he's saying. He has problems.
That was
Listen,
that
officer,
was
you have to understand. He's from the streets.
the weirdest part about that night was the night I fell in love with my girlfriend because she didn't get drunk at all and she blew zeros after drinking.
Wow.
Sick.
That's powerful.
She's built like a tank. She's probably never going to listen to this.
Yeah, so you're safe to say that your girlfriend is built like a tank. It's not exactly a compliment, Brenton.
Shit, you're right.
She was a human fucking Abrams.
Just like my Japanese anime.
You better hope she's not an Abrams or she'll fucking blow you to pieces.
Oh god, I hope that happens.
This metaphor is so confusing.
Isn't there an anime with tank girls? Is that what this is about?
Yes.
Oh.
Girls und Panzer.
Oh, of course you know what it is.
Christ.
Okay.
Why do you know what? No, you know what? Fine, whatever. I don't care. It's not worth going into. Christ.
I have too many cop stories.
Mandy, give us some
What?
cop stories.
Ooh,
I don't even
the shark.
have one.
The shark?
The shark.
What is the
Is
shark?
that what did you do to
So-
the shark?
I was not involved with the shark directly, but I witnessed it. What happened was,
It's not, you didn't head up the shark operation.
no, a few years ago when I was this was only like 3 years ago. Yeah, because I was in college and there was this.
It's a statute of
No, it was
limitations?
4.
Hang on.
It was 4. It was 4 because I started dating my current girlfriend 3 years ago. I was pursuing this other girl who was in she was a biology major, and she was like, "Hey, we have this we're having a party like in the department building tonight. You should come." And I was like, "That sounds like a great idea."
Wait.
The
Yeah.
Go
department
ahead.
building.
Go ahead.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
on the campus.
No, yeah.
Which was unusual, but like they had they had like classrooms on the lower level, and I guess on the upper level some of them were dorms, and so or they had like space. I don't know how, but they had a get together there.
Oh, okay. No, we
Okay.
had a building like that. I know
Yeah.
what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So I go there and I see this group of people, and it was like foreshadowing a horror movie. This group of maybe 6 or 7 people carrying a large inflatable shark over their heads, walking on the street.
Okay.
And I was like, "What's with the shark?"
What horror movie does that remind you of? Sorry?
What?
No, it was just dark out, and they're holding this big shark, and there's something eerie about it.
Okay.
I said, "What's with the shark?" And this guy looks at me, he goes, "It's a shark, dude! Woo!" And they all start cheering.
What?
And I thought they were I thought like they were taking it to somewhere else on campus, but they then start walking towards the biology department building where I was walking.
Oh my god.
And they had to fit it through the double doors. It's hard to emphasize the size of the shark. It was like a canoe. And so they're shoving it through the double doors and they get it through. And I just thought it was weird. And I was like, oh, I guess I'll go through another door because, that's the shark store now. And everything's going great, having a good time, meeting some new people. And then maybe 2-3 hours later, we start smelling smoke.
Ooh, oh no, the shark.
At first, we're just like, because at first it was like a light smell. So, maybe someone's smoking or maybe someone's playing with the Bunsen burners. But then,
as you do,
it starts getting aggressive. The smell gets aggressive. And then we start hearing sirens. And this guy comes in, he's saying, "You need to get out of the building now, there's a fire." But no fire alarm's been set off yet. I don't know if someone tried and was faulty but they never set off the alarm. And so we have these half-drunk people running out of the building, trying to escape the fire. And then the fire alarm starts going off. And at this point, it's starting to billow smoke out of the vents. Like it seemed like the whole building was on fire. And then we're all out there. We're out in the road, and the fire department's all pulled up. And they're all running in. They have the hoses out, but they don't seem to be pumping water. And no one is really sure what's happening. And then about 15 minutes later, some very angry-looking firefighters come out with the tattered remains of the shark. They're dragging it behind them because it's been deflated and torn up, and it's so large, it's trailing across the entire street, and they're pulling it out behind them. And so we're standing there wondering what happened to the shark and what they were doing with it. And apparently they had it in their room for partying for whatever reason. They just wanted the shark in the room. And then one of them said, "We should put it in the air duct." Woo! And so they tried to shove it in the vent because they thought it was funny. And I guess it got caught on an air conditioning fan or something. And the fan was like grinding against it. And so it did something to the wiring where it started sparking.
It was fucking up the mechanical part of the fan, I would imagine.
They were screwing up the motor or something. Yeah, they got.
Oh my god, it was an electrical fire.
No, I don't know if it was it was, but it was small. It was just making. They messed up the motor and it was making a lot of smoke. But the thing is, the air duct system was blowing the smoke out of all the vents.
Oh my
so
God.
It seemed like the building was burning to the ground.
Oh my god.
But it was just the shark that was caught in a fan, just sending smoke out through every orifice of the building.
That sounds like
fucking idiots.
Yo, that sounds like
So
you're
we-
playing fucking Hitman and you need to get a building evacuated without burning it down.
So we have this brigade of firefighters going in trying to find the fire, and they realize it's just this shark that's caught in a fan in the air ducts.
What a fucking bunch of idiots.
When we were walking away, I saw one of the guys from earlier talking to the fire department, and they're asking what the shark was for, and I heard him go, "Come on, we had to have the shark." I didn't hear anything else. To this day, I don't know what the shark was for. It was the size of a canoe, a big great white. They just had it, and they had to have it in the building.
Come on, dude. We have to have the shark.
We have to have the shark. We have to put the shark in the air duct. Come on, dude, it'll be great. The shark in the air duct.
Dude, think about it. Why are you being a fucking buzzkill?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I asked every person there afterwards, like over the next few weeks, trying to decipher the mystery of the shark. And the most solid answer I'd get was they just wanted the shark. I'll never know.
What the fuck?
Like the cops were like there, but no one got any charges pressed against them because it's like, well, was it damaging property or?
At this point, I want to hear a story that you have with the cops where someone did get charges pressed against them.
I think
Yeah,
they
what the
somehow,
fuck?
I think they wrangled out of it by saying that somehow the shark was sucked into the duct or something. Even though the eyewitness
out of it by convincing the fire department of the importance of having this shark.
even though the eyewitness testimonies I heard were that they were aggressively shoving the shark into the air duct
They were trying to save it.
because it had to be in the air duct. That's its home.
They were trying
That was
to,
its habitat.
the shark was trying to convince everyone that the building was on fire because he was hoping the sprinklers would turn on.
It's like, well, the shark's made of air. Where does air live? In the ducts.
In the air ducts.
Let's put
And
the
where do
shark in there.
sharks live? In the water. Get those sprinklers on, put it in the air duct. Holy fucking shit.
I stayed far away from the biology department after that. I didn't understand them anymore. They'd already burnt my eyebrows off basically with the salsa, but I didn't want to deal with them
Excuse you?
anymore.
They burnt your.
No, never. That's another deal, but
What do you mean?
the biology department there was crazy.
What, you can't.
You
say-
can't just say
you
they
can't
burned
do
my
that. You
eyebrows off
can't
with
do that.
salsa, but that's another story.
Okay. Didn't mean to say eyebrows. I guess I should say nostril hairs.
Okay.
They were
Okay.
in South Carolina. They were developing this with a few other schools in the area, this pepper called the Carolina Reaper.
Yeah, I'm
And-
familiar.
yeah.
Yes.
The school I was at was one of the ones they were like doing samples with and like crossbreeding to try and make the pepper hotter. And so before people knew about it, they're like, hey, Mandy, we're making these peppers in the lab. You want to see the peppers? I'm like, and I don't really like spicy food that much. I'm like, okay, I'll see the peppers they're making. I didn't know they were making the hottest peppers in the world. They just told me they were making peppers. So they bring into this room, and it looked like a high school science room. So it looked very amateur, I guess. It didn't look like a Tony Stark lab. And they just had, some of these peppers lying around, and they had like some vials of something. One of them said, like, hey, you wanna have a sniff of this? And they just handed me this vial, this orange red vial. I'm like, what's in it?
What?
No.
Yeah, they're like, just sniff it. And I took a little whiff of this vial.
Oh, they didn't even tell you to waft it. They got you to whiff it.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
fucked
That's
up.
fucked up.
It's like-
These are biology majors. I learned that
actually
shit
really
in middle
fucked up.
school.
this was before the shark. I didn't know what I'd be in for.
Is your hang on? Is your life like separated into pre-shark and post-shark?
No, I'm saying that I
It
wouldn't
makes it
sniff
sound like
anything.
you're a shark attack survivor. That was something
No, like-
pre-shark Mandy would have done. Post-shark Mandy? Absolutely not. I would have known to waft it.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. Because it's like, because I was looking in the room, and one of the guys in the lab coat was one of the guys who would later be holding the shark. So if I had seen him holding the shark, and then this happened after, I said, you know what? That guy shoved a shark into the air duct. I'm not sniffing his vial.
That sounds like the weirdest fucking...
What a strange logic, but it makes sense.
Yeah, it's like, you
Jesus
know what?
Christ.
I saw that guy holding the shark. I don't think I should trust anything he has to offer. And so I had a little whiff.
A little whiff.
And it was like, oh, that smells a little spicy. It kind of burns a little. Now I don't smell anything.
Oh, God.
Oh my god.
And I realized that
How
I
long
could
did
barely
that
taste or
last?
sniff about 2 days.
You couldn't smell for 2 days.
I put it right in my nose, and for the rest of the day, I could not smell. It was dull the next day. Like, I could not taste anything.
That is...
What? That's
learned
kinda
a-
fucked up.
This is when they were making the Carolina Reaper. They have a scale for hotness for
It's a
for
Scoville
spicy
scale.
foods.
the Scoville
Yeah,
scale,
yeah. And like I think a chili pepper thing is like 150 or 200 or something like that. The Carolina Reaper was something like 1.5 million.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's something absurd.
Holy
Yeah, it's
shit.
something... Well, yeah, fucking...
And I'm the person who goes to Chick-fil-A and I'm like, this spicy chicken sandwich, like, whew, ha, need some water after that.
It's a bit much.
And it's like, here,
Oh, fuck. That actually... Is this story done?
Take-
Are you done with the story?
yeah.
So, okay, that actually just fucking reminded me. So, fucking Ed and I are living together right now.
Yeah.
And,
Congratulations.
thanks.
Is it
Shut
the water
fuck
break?
up, Mandy. We,
Is it the
it is the
Whataburger
Whataburger story.
What is Whataburger?
It's a fast food
Oh.
chain for they have
Is
like
it exclusive to Texas?
I thought
No,
so.
it's like a
I thought so,
Western
but it's
thing.
apparently also in Florida, and I don't know what other states. But
Okay.
It's kind of around.
So, fuck! I wish fucking I should probably tell the
ask
story
Ed
when
to-
Ed's here. But anyways,
Just ask
fucking
Ed to come in your room like right now.
Ed. Ed. What the fuck? Hang on. I'll be right back.
Oh man, we're taking a break. Hell yeah.
When editing
gotta
this,
move
you
Ed's
should have
picture
it
into
so
it.
that Avery's picture splits.
It splits.
Yeah, I wasn't. You said it. Take a bit.
Wait, you need to get headphones so you can be in the call and hear them, I think.
I can hear it.
You can hear it through this?
Sure.
Alright, how do we do this?
Hey,
Hey, what's up?
Sure.
I can't hear anything.
When you said you'd take a bit, I left.
What? Why? So, the original plan for this was that I would bring it up and then Ed would burst through the door and
Why
say,
did you say my take a bit? Why'd you say anything?
because I didn't know how long the story was.
Yeah, then you should have said, all right, it's almost done.
I
I'm about to drop the cheese.
No, it was almost done.
Ah.
You were planning on this the whole
Yeah,
time?
we were preparing
You were planning
this.
on him
What?
to
It was.
burst?
I wanted Ed to burst in. I could
This
turn
is
around
so
and say,
stupid.
"Punk Duck, what are you doing here?"
This is so stupid.
Okay.
This is so stupid. I'm keeping this in.
Say like, oh, I'm gonna talk about some cheese.
No. All right, so this story is basically about.
Oh shit! Did somebody say cheese?
I actually. Punk Duck, what are
Oh my
you
God.
doing here?
This is so
It's not working.
Brandon, stop fucking laughing. Let us tell the story. So
Is Ed your shark?
basically, it was at like fucking 4 a.m., 7 a.m. We had not slept yet. That's what it was. Ed and I were up all night. I was up all night writing. Ed was up all night playing Monster Hunter or making a video. I don't remember which.
It was half and half.
Half
First
and
half
half.
making a video, then I finished the video, and then I was gonna stay up till you finished a segment of your script. So I started
Right.
playing Monster Hunter.
Yeah, that's right. So Ed and I had both been up all night, and it was 7 a.m. And I asked Ed if he wants to go and grab some. Do we talk about the cars? Is that worth talking about? Do you think?
Fuck
Eh,
it.
Fuck it.
I honestly think we didn't see any cars. It was just delusions.
That's entirely possible. Ed and I kept on thinking we were seeing cars that were like an old car from like the 1960s, but it had like this golden,
Neon blue.
this neon blue headlights and like this golden trim all along the side. And then I saw another one that was like a
Red?
normal. No, okay, that one was later. But then I saw another one that Ed didn't see, which was Brendan, you live in the country, so you know about
Yes.
how it's like a thing that people like jack up like trucks and stuff, like pickup trucks. Like get the,
Yeah, I
like,
know.
raise the bed and stuff or whatever. I don't know terms.
Yeah.
And they get someone had done that to a regular car.
Incredible tiny dick energy.
Yes. It was incredibly powerful. So then another car that we saw was a bright red Charger that had green headlights.
yeah.
Like bright green headlights. And the wheels were a weird color as well.
I didn't see the
The,
wheels.
the tires were like white on the outside.
Oh, sports tires.
Yeah, sports tires. So, fuck, whatever. That's not important to the story. Basically,
Let's hear we're real tired, and it's entirely possible we saw plenty of normal cars. We were just hopped up on
hallucinating.
whatever.
Yeah,
I can explain that actually. What time was it? 7?
it was like 7 a.m. Yeah.
Old people, dude. Old people go to like breakfast in tricked out cars all the time.
What do you mean old
What?
people go to breakfast in tricked out cars all the time? Did you
There's
just
like a-
invent a stereotype?
What?
No, there's like a meetup at one of my local fast food joints where like all these old people meet up in the morning and they all have these really nice like 1950s cars and all these nice cars and they just meet up and eat like fast food while they're chatting every single Sunday morning.
Huh.
What?
You don't take your Bugatti to the Cracker Barrel?
Shut the fuck up, Mandy. So Ed and I, we get to the fucking drive-through at Whataburger to get the breakfast shit. and I'm getting a honey butter chicken biscuit because I've been to Whataburger, so I know that that's what you get for breakfast. And Ed is looking over the menu and he's reading every single item, and he says, and he's reading through them, and he gets to the jalapeno biscuit, egg and sausage sandwich, whatever the fuck, biscuit, that. And I go, oh, that's good. And Ed goes, oh, okay, I'll have the egg and cheese biscuit. And I was like, oh, a different thing than what I just said. That's fine, I guess. Weird that you would agree and then order something else. So we order. So I order mine and I order his, and he hears me say out loud when I'm ordering egg and cheese biscuit, and then they repeat back, okay, so that's 2 honey butter chicken biscuits and 2 egg and cheese biscuits, right? And I look at Ed, and Ed nods, and I say, yeah, that's it. And so they say thank you. We pull up to the window, we pay, we get the food.
We drive all the way back.
We drive all the way back when we're in the neighborhood.
Parked.
When we're back, no, we're not parked yet.
Oh, okay.
When we're driving back in the neighborhood, Ed's like looking at the receipt, and he goes, "What is biscuit ECH?" And I look at him, and I'm like, "It's egg and cheese." And then he looks at me like just with the fury of 1,000 fucking suns in his eyes.
I am pissed.
He is so angry, and he just says, "Did I order something called egg and cheese?" and he's so angry, and I don't understand why, but he's so mad that I just start laughing. Like, I am fucking cracking up, dying, because Ed is just staring at me in this furious disbelief about how he ordered something called egg and cheese, and after like staring at me for like 3 minutes while I'm pulling the car in, he says, "Do you know why I'm mad?" And I said, "No." He said, I
fucking hate cheese! I despise it! It's so gross! I think it's fucking vile!
and I asked him,
I hate it as a concept!
No, I know what you're about to ask,
What
Mandy.
is-
I asked, "What's your fucking beef with cheese?"
I just hate it!
And you know, what did you say about cheese specifically that you hate it?
Oh, right. I hate it when people fuck with milk. I just leave it. Now it's a solid. It's solid milk. That shit's weird.
Okay.
It's really not just solid milk.
Shut up, Mandy. So we get there and I'm like, "Oh, it's fine. I paid for it. You don't have to eat it, dog. Like, just don't eat it." And then Ed sits down and I get my biscuits and I sit down, and then Ed sits down across from me and he just starts angrily taking out the fucking egg and cheese biscuit.
Because I want to check if it has a lot of cheese.
And then I'm like, I'm like, "Dude, seriously, you don't have to eat it. I paid for it. It's no big deal." And then Ed just looks at me and without saying, just, "Ah!" And then he raises the egg and cheese biscuit to his mouth and takes the most pained bite I have ever seen anyone take out of anything and just starts chewing it, and I swear to God he starts crying.
I didn't start crying. I was tearing up.
You were tearing up. There were tears coming out of your fucking eyes.
What the fuck?
And he's just staring at me, like fury in his eyes while he cries. He cries through every fucking chew.
What the fuck?
And he's looking at me like it's my fucking fault.
And I said, like, "Can confirm this has a lot of cheese."
And I said, "Okay, stop eating it." And he just looks at me like I told him to go fuck his mother. And leans in to take another giant bite. And I keep on telling him, "Dude, stop eating it. You are very clearly not enjoying that biscuit." And so
There's an extra thing.
he eats one of them, and then he eats half of the second one, and he's like, it's too much. I can't fucking do it. I can't eat the cheese. And I said, that's fine. You don't need to. And he leaves the biscuit out, and I'm like, do you want to throw it away? And he's like, no, I don't want to throw it away. Like 5 hours later, after playing Monster Hunter for 5 more hours, he goes, do we have any food? And then he stands up and he looks over and he just sees the biscuits. I can see in his eyes that a decision has been made.
No.
And I go, Ed, if you didn't like it before, you're really not gonna like it now. And he looks at me, and without saying anything, he walks over, he picks up the biscuit, and he bites it. And he bites through it all the way, this stale-ass egg and cheese biscuit. And he looks at me, and there's no more tears. This is the day that boys became men, and men don't cry. He's glaring at me, and he walks over, and he throws the rest of the biscuit away, and starts chewing.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it. That's
But
it.
why?
I don't know. Get the fuck out of here.
What? Like that? Just
Cheese,
like that?
cheese story's
Oh,
over.
you use me and you throw me away like
Yeah.
an egg and cheese biscuit. Huh?
Exactly. That's all you are to me.
Wow, vor much?
Fuck off.
What?
Leave.
He reminds me of that zoo otter.
He's gone. We're safe. So yeah, that's my cheese story.
Avery, in general, is that what Ed looked like?
Sorry, what? Yeah, that's spot on. Fuck me. I think that's it. I don't know where to go from here.
That is it. Yes.
Where do you go from there? I found the shark, by the way.
Did you post it? Post the
Did you
shark.
find the shark?
The shark will be linked.
I
in the
looked. I found the exact shark.
The shark will be linked in the description.
The 1-star
you can
review,
recreate-
7 foot long.
You can recreate a felony.
Getting it from 14 foot first air leak. Oh, it's about how it's leaking. I was hoping that the single 1-star review would be from
I was
them.
thinking the same fucking thing.
From the fire department. 2013, that would line up.
Jesus Christ. Whoa, this is their cover story. Okay, whatever. Listen, we need to plug our shit. I'm dying. I'm fucking dying.
All right.
David, you start.
You can follow me on Twitter, Twitch, and SoundCloud at Sir Meow Music, and on Spotify at Sir Meow.
You can follow me on Twitter at ShammyTV. On Twitch, I stream extremely occasionally at ShammyYT. I'm also Shammy on YouTube. Brendan.
No, this is power game now between me and Mandy.
This is the worst. You are bad people. You can follow Brendan on Twitter.
You
at
can follow me.
BrenDanielH.
I'll do it. I and on YouTube at Brent Daniel.
Mandy. You can follow Mandy on Twitter at Lord.
I'm on YouTube and on
I
Twitter.
hate you all.